There's nothing that brings two people closer together than incapacitating officers in unison while on the run as wanted fugitives. A way out is ironically the best way in to your partner's heart if you're looking for a game to bond and cooperate in.
Taryn, are you doing okay?
Oh, I thought I was you.
What? Excuse me? This entire game you've been on the bottom. Why did you think that this sequence,
I thought I was driving great.
of all sequences, they would just suddenly flip that?
Hopefully the two of us will never find ourselves in a position where we have to make a jailbreak. But if we do, I want to be the one who holds the flashlight.
Maybe the person with the flashlight should be up front. I can't see a damn thing.
Right.
Okay, now I've completely lost you.
Where'd you go?
Oh my god, okay, hi.
Hi. Sharing is caring when it comes to teamwork, but I get why he is a little reluctant to hand things over to me. I don't have the best track record of staying out of trouble, but I'm all he's got. We're looking for a way out, but if we want to make it in one piece, it's gonna take two on date night. It's safe to say the two of us have a bit of a soft spot for split screen co-op, so this was right up our alley. We've played so many games together, but there's just something different about playing on one screen and sharing in the other's experience. It's hysterical peering over at his side of the monitor to see what shenanigans he's caught up in while I'm doing my thing. It also adds to the hilarity when I'm getting beaten up by thugs and I peek over and see him doing push-ups.
I guess I could just work out. I'll do some push-ups while you're...
Hey,
Oh no.
let me go.
I'm just trying to go find my
There you
buddy.
are.
Oh, it's this
Time to
mofo
play.
again. You're just doing push-ups.
Look at this, I'm gonna hit a new max.
I swear I'm gonna kill you.
I'm just getting the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah, that's too bad.
We're big fans of It Takes Two, and when it comes to couples games, these guys know how to make it fun. We actually got so caught up in playing that we stayed up well past our bedtimes the first night, to the point where we actually had our first death because I accidentally fell asleep in my chair. Mind you, that's not to say the game was putting me to sleep, but I swear that boat ride was so peaceful, I just couldn't help it.
Oh, Tarny.
Not bad.
If you we gotta say which way we want to go.
Hold on.
This boat's not looking so good. Look at the front of it.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Left.
Left.
Hey, watch out. Some rough streams up ahead. Hey,
Okay.
watch out. Some rough streams up
Um,
ahead.
I think we're about to. We just lost our boat.
Shit.
Darn. That was. Everything was going so well, and then.
Then I literally fell asleep where I
Yeah,
was sitting.
you just like tozed off.
The game uses checkpoints often, which is nice, because it makes redoing a section feel like less of a headache. I always feel empowered to goof off and try funny things when games are more forgiving, because it doesn't mean unraveling a bunch of hard work. Especially when I'm with another person, because then it's not just my own effort that's being put on the line by a mistake. Since we didn't have to redo checkpoints too often, it added to the atmosphere feeling more like a story than a game.
Let's free them all.
Go, horses, be free.
It's definitely got a more mature air to it than It Takes Two, but I'm not sure what we were expecting from a game about a prison break.
Oh my god, we just saw Nick.
So we won't be able to show that.
But it was a far cry from the colorful playfulness of pillow forts and oak trees. It's not quite Pixar, but it does have some of that Disney feel.
Are we Cusco
I was
in
about to
it?
say, are we about to Emperor's New Groove it out of here?
You thinking what I'm thinking?
We go
Right.
together at the same
Left.
time.
Right. Left.
I can't say when exactly it happened, but it felt like I kind of just blinked and then was suddenly super invested in our dual protagonists. We get fed backstory at a pretty steady pace throughout playing the game, but I think what did it for me was all the little nuanced interactions between the two of them. They don't start out as buds, but having to work together to survive helps make a friendship bloom.
How do you shoot?
Vincent, pass the ball.
Alright, here, kid.
Catch up.
He's so cute.
Let's go down the court. How do you shoot? Oh, he's doing it. He's going
Oh,
for
go
it.
for it.
Help him.
Oh, I gotta help him. I gotta help him. He's my kid.
Yeah, help him out.
He's gonna dunk.
Similarly, we on the outside can't help but grow attached to them and share in their motivations as well. Even before I knew that they're both innocent and framed for their crimes, I was perfectly happy helping 2 convicted felons, 1 charged with murder, escape a maximum security prison. What were we gonna do when we got out? No clue. All I knew for sure was that there was some super shady guy named Harvey and we couldn't trust him.
Harvey Dent. Can he be trusted?
Story and gameplay weave together in a fun way in this one, and on several occasions, I found myself caught completely off guard.
We're gonna be running together.
This is so funny.
This is so funny.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Freeze. Don't move.
Shit.
Did you just stop moving? What happened there?
I don't know what happened. Oh, it
just weren't
switched to
running.
me?
That's you.
God damn.
I was wondering like
watching.
if a cutscene was starting or something because it wasn't
I
moving.
was watching, just enjoying it.
At this point, I think it's safe to say that I'll never get the hang of quick scene events, because most of the time the controller is not even in my hands. Excuse me for thinking I was just sitting through a cutscene and could take a breather. I'm always getting caught off guard by button prompts in the middle of my movie.
I'm coming.
Oh, I can move.
Between our 2 main characters, Vincent is the more level-headed one and Leo is the risk taker. It would have made way more sense if I was Vincent and he was Leo, because it totally matched their personality types. But he wanted to play as the one that had the goatee, so we ended up with a bit of a role reversal.
Oh, there's motorcycles.
There's bikes.
Let's do this.
Yes.
There. Leo,
I got the
get
blue.
over.
Oh no, you got the blue
I
one.
got the blue one and you got the red one, which
Hell yeah.
is proof that we picked the wrong
Yup.
characters at the beginning of the game.
It's usually Leo that sticks his neck out and does things that might get us into trouble, while Vincent's job is to keep watch and be a distraction. A good example was whenever one of us needed a boost. A majority of the time, he ended up as the base who boosted me up on his shoulders, because he was usually the one to figure out what we needed to do. Of course, once I was up, it was on him to put on a show for the guards to keep the heat off of me.
Okay, here comes the ambush. I just got shot. No, I didn't. Okay.
I'm coming, I'm coming.
Help me. Leo, help me.
Ah!
I'm the least conspicuous person he knows, but I can talk to strangers for hours, so if we've ever got to break out of prison in real life, we should play to our strengths. He is the master architect, and I'm the socialite. I just hope he doesn't come up with a Shawshank-style escape route, because every jailbreak seems to involve wading through sewage somehow, and I can't handle it. I think the best solution is just not go to jail in the first place.
Oh, shit.
No! Oh my god!
Oh, my parachute. Help.
Flying out, flying
Where
out!
are you?
I don't know, I'm above you, I'm above you! No, I'm not, I'm over here.
Leo, grab onto me. Help me.
I got you.
I'm trying to help you.
I'm glad that I was able to hang on, because if I hadn't been able to hang on and you went up, you couldn't have come and get me.
Did he lose his gun?
Oftentimes, the 2 of them will get an idea and we have to pick whose plan we want to go with. We're both usually on the same page about who we're going to listen to, but it tends to favor one side of the equation more than the other. His innate need to contradict me at every turn always wants to kick in though, but I purposely wait for him to pick an option first so that he can't switch it the opposite of mine at the last second.
Ooh, bluff or threaten him?
Ooh. Let's bluff.
Let's threat.
Okay, I guess we can threat.
No, let's bluff.
Okay. Okay, just pick one.
Which one do you want?
I always felt a little intimidated when I felt like my job was the big important one. When my character was the one to pick up the gun, I immediately felt like the pressure was on, because surely he'd be better equipped to handle an important job like shooting things. Although, when it came time to finally shoot and I was missing shots left and right, I looked over at him weaving in and out of traffic and crashing into barriers and realized both jobs were equally important and engaging. It's not about winning or being the best, but having fun playing your role. In the grand scheme of things, it's all about working together and realizing the value of your partner.
Okay, you go check the back.
Hey,
There's a guy over here.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Just like its successor, A Way Out has plenty of fun competitive style mini-games lying about to distract you from the main storyline. It's hilarious that even though we're wanted fugitives, the 2 of us still find time to see who's better at horseshoes.
I bet I could beat you at horseshoes.
What?
I swear, all it takes is a little scoreboard at the top of the screen, and the 2 of us drop everything we're doing to try and get the bigger number. It's only natural that competition sets in and we get completely sidebar from our main objective.
There's literally one spot to put it. Why are you putting so much thought into this?
I'll see what you did there.
I emerged victorious.
That was the longest game.
Your luck.
Look at how many did you see?
I saw what you did there.
That was great. Alright, let's go see my baby. That was awesome.
There are action sequences, but they take a backseat to a more slow, methodical approach to problem solving. There are plenty more stealth sections with peeking around corners and diving into bushes. The chapters play out more like puzzles that you need to solve than levels you have to beat. The quieter, softer approach is one of the things that really got us invested in breaking these two out. It does a good job setting the tone, and I caught myself falling for the game's immersion several times.
I keep forgetting that I don't have to like not talk.
Yeah, we have an open line of communication.
All that said, the action sequences definitely have their place and usually come at the end of a long section of being sneaky.
This reminds me, what's that? Peach Beach?
Taryn, this is nothing like Peach Beach.
It's a slow burn where everything that could go wrong does, but teaming up is the key to making it over every obstacle along the way. After all the tiptoeing and whispering, it's that last stretch where one of us trips up and sets something off by mistake.
Dogs! Those are not doggos.
Go, 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 go.
Like an exclamation point at the end of a sentence, it's fun to cap things off with a loud and colorful escape after our cover gets blown, and the only thing we can do is try to get away.
Careful.
Ah, shit.
Wait, no. Oh, yeah. Alright, well, that's one way to do it.
If only I had my sniper rifle.
Walking into it, we were expecting a majority of the game to be the prison escape, but we're pleasantly surprised with how much more there was in store for us.
Give me your hand. Tarn, give me your hand. What are you doing?
Ah!
Give me your hand.
Oh my god!
What are you doing?
It's hard!
What are you doing?
We definitely didn't plan to go fishing and whitewater rafting, but finding things you weren't looking for is part of the fun. What's an adventure supposed to be if not spontaneous?
Can we swim? No. That would have been kind of
Can we
ridiculous.
go off the diving board?
Oh my god.
Yeah! Cowabunga!
Water looked too nice.
Yeah, it's the perfect time to go
We're
for
in
a swim,
Mexico,
right?
yo.
It's so ridiculous. There's like corpses everywhere and we're swimming.
Gunplay was totally unexpected, but no complaints on my end.
Okay, there's a door and a ladder. We're not going out the door.
I'm the queen of cover fire for a reason, so to hell with stealth. Let's make some noise.
Can I snipe now?
Cover me. Nice. The sniper rifle.
Oh, there's a ton of guys.
Stay up here and keep you covered.
Don't worry about it.
Go, Vincent.
I don't see this guy. There he is.
God damn, Taryn, good shot.
Thank you.
Cold-blooded.
I've spent a lot of time talking about these two working together, but now it's time to talk about the ending of the game. So avert thine eyes if that's something you want to discover for yourself.
Here you go. Good job, Vincent.
What?
At the very end of the game, a betrayal happens, and instead of working together, we have to fight each other. After everything we've been through together, we have to fight for who gets the happy ending. 30 minutes ago, we were working together to take out bad guys, and in all but an instant, it went south. As soon as I saw the health bars, I realized how this was gonna have to end, and was begging them to stop fighting.
No! I don't want to fight!
To the game's credit, they left us with an impossibly difficult decision at the end, and despite everything we've been through together, there was truly no way out. I cried harder for this than I did for Cutie the elephant, and needed to play a day of Stardew Valley afterwards, so I didn't have to go to bed upset. Even still, I gotta tip my hat to them. They really know how to make a compelling co-op experience.
So sad. I didn't see that coming.
I wonder what's different, like if you do it the other way.
Also, I swear to God, if he ever betrays me like this in real life, he won't be the one walking out in one piece. I have always been and will always be the better button masher.
Come on, come on, come on! Yeah,